Hey guys, Nick here from Nick's Taxes, and today I have another video regarding the Canada Recovery Benefits, the CRB. We have some breaking news which I think is really encouraging for those that are waiting for these new benefits. So in today's video, I'm going to break down what's happened since my latest video, and we'll also talk about some things regarding the new EI, the employment insurance. So that's already passed, so I'll be able to talk a little bit more in depth regarding the EI. I know you guys have a lot of questions, so I will try to answer some of those and hopefully clear some things up for you guys. But if you're new to the channel, I'm Nick and I make videos on all things CERB, CRB, personal finance and investing. So if you're interested in all that kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button and please like this video. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really helps the channel grow and it gets these kind of videos out there to those who really need it. So I really appreciate you guys. You guys are what I call certified beauties. I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. As my last video ended, there was the bill C4, and the C4 was everything regarding the Canada Recovery Benefits and the two other benefits related to it, the sickness benefit and the caregiver's benefit. So at that time, the C4 bill was originally the C2 bill. It got kind of amended and denied, and then it kind of turned into this new bill, which is called the C4. So the C4 was passed unanimously on September 29th at around 3 a.m. And that was in the House of Commons. So after the House of Commons, the bill then gets moved to the Senate. And that's where this bill has been sitting the last couple of days. It's been talked about and all that kind of stuff until today. Today, the bill C4, everything regarding our Canada Recovery Benefits, has officially been passed through the Senate. And that was around noon today, which is October 2nd. Friday, October 2nd. So the bill stayed actually with the Senate from September 30th till October 2nd. And now the final stage of this bill is what's called the Royal Assent. And this is where it's going to get either vetoed or it's going to get passed. So I'm assuming that as of today, Friday, it will get passed and therefore will come into effect on Monday. But I'm going to keep my ears to the ground regarding what's going on with this Royal Assent. But if you don't know, if you're like me who wasn't sure what Royal Assent was, I will let you guys know what that is. The Royal Assent is the approval by the sovereign of a bill that has passed both houses of Parliament in identical form. It is the process by which a bill becomes an act of Parliament and part of law in Canada. Now in Canada, the Royal Assent is given by the Governor General or one of the Governor General's deputies. The legislative process requires the participation and approval of the three components of Parliament: the Sovereign, the Senate, and the House of Commons. While an act may come into force on the day on which Royal Assent is given, it should be noted that some bills contain provisions that the act or part of the act will come into force on a specific day or on a day to be fixed by a formal announcement known as a proclamation. So in layman's terms, this is the final step in Parliament for Canadian laws to be passed. So like I said, hopefully this happens sooner than later and might actually happen today as I'm filming this video. Who knows? I will be sure to keep you guys updated. But on some other good news, the CRA website, this is the place where you can apply for the Canada Recovery Benefits. Their My CRA accounts have been down, and what I believe is happening is they are working on the back end to get these applications ready, which is great news. So by the time this gets passed, the CRA will have everything ready to go for those applications. I also want to say that the CRA has recruited more service agents during this period of time. They understand they're going to get flooded with phone calls, questions, inquiries, and so they've upped their staff levels to try to keep up with the demand. But even with that said, I think they're going to be overloaded. So if you are calling the CRA, if you have any questions, any issues, expect long delays. It's going to really test your patience. I've had to call multiple times in the last 2 weeks, and it's just been terribly slow. But they have taken a little bit of a proactive approach in hiring and bringing on more people to help answer questions and everything like that. So we'll see, but that's where we stand with the CRA. In my last video, I announced that the applications will likely come out on Sunday, October 11th for the CRB and Sunday, October 4th for the other two recovery benefit applications. That's the caregiver one and the sickness benefit one. I also know a lot of you guys have been complaining because we're kind of in this weird zone between when the CERB ended and when these new recovery benefits will be available for application. But after looking around and kind of realizing there isn't really going to be any zone in which you're not going to be covered by Canadian benefits, because the CRB, much like EI, gets paid after a certain period of unemployment. So the CRB works much like EI, and it's going to be for those who don't qualify for EI, but the payment comes bi-weekly after the period of unemployment. So if you look at the calendar, October 11th is 2 weeks after the CERB ended. So if you're without income still, you're still without a job, you're now going to get paid for 2 weeks following that period in which you were without employment. So you're going to be covered for that time. The CERB was paid in advance, and to be honest, that's really rare for pretty much any country to pay a benefit out in advance. They're almost always paid kind of at the end of a qualifying period. So the CERB is going to follow suit. So if you are missing income or whatnot and you're waiting, you're going to get paid for the 2 weeks that just happened. So it's important that you know that when you actually receive your benefits, if and when, so that you can plan accordingly. The other thing I want to note is if you're on EI or if you're going to be on these new CRB benefits, that the best way and the fastest way to get this benefit income is by setting up direct deposit. The CRA has announced that direct deposits will likely happen 2 to 3 days after the application is approved. So for EI, as of right now, assuming the CRB is going to follow suit, but your first EI payment, you'll be eligible Sunday, October 11th, right? 2 weeks after the CERB ended. And you can expect your EI payment to hit your bank account via direct deposit on Wednesday, October 14th. So I want you guys to make note of that. So even though we're looking at October 11th as the application dates and the date in which the 2 weeks is over, your payment likely won't come for a couple days after. So as it's been said before, those who are on CERB will likely be moved to EI if you qualify, and Canada has adjusted the EI qualifications in order to encompass a larger group of people who are still without work due to COVID-19 related reasons. Most people who are on the CERB will automatically be transitioned into EI, but there is a group of people who won't automatically be transitioned and will have to apply for EI in a separate application. So there are a group of people who will have to. Part of those are the people who applied for the CERB via CRA My Account. The groups of people who will need to apply again are those who have a 900 series SIN number. That means if your SIN number starts with 9. It also includes self-employed Canadians who received benefits through Service Canada. If that's you and you're wondering if you're going to qualify for EI, Canada has reduced the amount of insurable hours that you need in order to qualify. So as of right now, you only need 120 insurable hours of work in order to qualify, and that's in a 52-week period. If you've received CERB, that 52-week period will be extended so that way, you know, your insurable hours can be encompassed. The floor for EI is going to be $500 per week, which is a huge upgrade. They had boosted it to $400 and now it's going to be $500 minimum. And if you want to know more about the EI qualifications to see if you're eligible or not, I'm going to link here my video on the CRB and EI eligibility requirements. And I just kind of went through the CRA website, did a step-by-step walkthrough, and I would encourage you guys to check that video out to see if you qualify for EI. If you don't, we're going to sit tight for the CRB, which is basically just a CERB extension. Again, as the tax guy, I have to remind you guys that the CRB and EI are both taxable benefits, which means you're going to be in charge of paying taxes on this income. It's considered income in which taxes are applicable, so be aware of that. And again, thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. If you got value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I'm going to keep you guys updated on the CRB and EI as things go along. So have yourself a great rest of the day and I will see you guys in the next video.